I've been going to prison for 38 years because my mother and father are both in prison.
4 minutes of gunfire, one Philadelphia policeman killed, and it was over. The members of the Back to Nature group MOVE had been routed from their house.
The judge sentenced each to 30 to 100 years in jail.
That's my mama. When she was arrested, she was almost due to give birth to me. When she did give birth, it was in a prison cell. So this would have been her cell? Yeah.
This was a counterculture Philadelphia hadn't seen before.
The MOVE organization experienced so much hate and anger from the system.
It was a situation that everybody knew was going to explode. It was only a matter of time.
It's one of the few things I've seen that I'm never going to forget.
Rather than have our faces dictate our lives, we'd rather be dead. Because to be free is not to be so-called living on this level. It's to be free of the oppressive power of a maniac like Rizzo.
They were so aggressive and so angry, nobody sided with them.
Give that death penalty back, put him in the electric chair, and I'll pull the switch.
This was the MOVE house. It was demolished, so there was no evidence.
When I learned that they were actually in prison, I might have been 13 years old. I started looking for something that would show their innocence. I wound up doing that for over 25 years. The MOVE 9 have been up for parole for the last 10 years.
The denial of parole is violating their constitutional rights.
What can I say about it? What can I do about that? Except just keep on pushing.
Handcuffs keep tightening like eyes that a bright light is in. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again.
Shalom. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect who's pushing this word in all sincerity and all truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Title of this lesson is Jacob's Trouble Through the Spirit. And the reason why I labeled it that or titled it that is because as you've seen in that this is a documentary, and it's a pretty good documentary that I recommend. It's on HBO Max, and it talks about the MOVE incident, not the bombing on Osage Avenue in '85, but this one speaks on the one in 1978. And the reason why I labeled it this because of some of the things that was done. I think I watched like an hour, 10 minutes of it. It's about like 2 hours long. But I watched how they were going toe to toe with the Philadelphia PD, and the mayor at that time which was Mayor Rizzo. But I watched the tactics that they used in the documentary. I knew about the '85 incident, but I didn't know too much about this one. And I noticed how when they had a standoff with them, and they found out that they had guns and stuff in there, you know, they cut they stopped the water, cut the water off. They stopped food from coming in, and they stopped, you know, people from coming in. And it immediately took me to in the mind of 70 AD when I started thinking of that, but on a minute, very tiny, minute level, you know. And they basically flooded the basement with water, and there was men, women, and children in there. And after a while, when they couldn't get them out, they used tear gas, even while it was babies in there. And one of the ladies, I can't remember her name, but she basically heard them through the basement saying that you know, she heard the Philly PD saying, I don't know who it was, but basically saying that they told them to kill everything moving, men, women, children, dogs, anything that moves, kill them. And more than likely, they probably would have died if they didn't have so much international attention. The activist, I can't remember his name, but it's in the documentary, and he basically brought in some people who didn't really believe what they believed in, but believed in the Constitution. And it just shows me how Esau, he does the same thing all over again, and how he rolls on you, you know. And I wanted to get something. I'm gonna get a first scripture, because you can see these things through the spirit, you know, different things through the spirit. If you look at things through a spiritual eye, you'll see that certain things is played out throughout time all over again, whether it be on a small level or a major level. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Okay. And when I go to this is hopefully it come up, Encyclopedia Britannica, on the siege of Jerusalem, Jewish-Roman War 70 CE. The siege of Jerusalem, the Roman military blockade of Jerusalem during the first Jewish revolt. The fall of the city marked the effective conclusion of a 4-year campaign against the Jewish insurgency in Judea. The Romans destroyed much of the temple, including the second temple. The majority of information on the siege comes from copious notes of the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus. And you can find a lot of that in the book of Josephus. But this is what I really wanted to get to. There's the fall of Jerusalem in April 70 CE, about the time of the Passover. The Roman general Titus besieged Jerusalem. Since that action coincided with Passover, the Romans allowed pilgrims to enter the city but refused to let them leave, thus strategically depleting food and water supplies within Jerusalem. Within the walls, the Zealots, a militant anti-Roman party, struggled with other Jewish factions that had emerged, which weakened the resistance even more. Josephus, a Jew who had commanded rebel forces but then defected to the Roman cause, attempted to negotiate a settlement, but because he was not trusted by the Romans and was despised by the rebels, the talks went nowhere. And just watching an hour or 10 minutes of that, it just seemed like everything played out like the same way. And there is no way that you can think that Jacob's trouble is not going to happen. It is. And we know that this kingdom is about to fall. Esau's kingdom. And he is. He's going to come down. Scripture says he's going to come down with great wrath. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants, the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And there's no way that you can think, if you have it in your mind and think that Jacob, like some of these groups say that Jacob's trouble is gay, and that they don't believe that, then you're not dealing in the right spirit. He's going to come with great wrath because he knows his time for rulership is up. And ain't gonna do nothing but get worse, really. This is Ezekiel 9, chapter 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. And when he knows he's at the end, he's going to come with a great wrath. And this is like a great sifting, but only the Lord's elect is going to be saved throughout this. But I didn't want to make this video long. I wanted to bring out, if you get a chance, check out that documentary. It's good, and through the spirit, you'll see certain things, you know. But I pray that you've been edified from this. Shalom.